You're welcome to David Thursday. This is just a quick one that I want to share. Happenings in Nigeria, it's quite alarming. Let's not sugarcoat it. Nigeria has become one of the deadliest places on earth to be as a Christian. Human rights groups estimate that more than 30 Christians, 30 Christians are killed every single day. Think about that. Think about the people, the men, women, children, gone, even unborn ones, gone every sunrise to sunset. That's over 7,000 souls this year alone. And yet, when confronted with these facts, Nigeria's government waves it off, calling it misinformation. Can you believe this? But denial doesn't change reality. The interesting thing is Nigeria today is the epicenter of Christian martyrdom.
Killings and adoptions like you just described. I come from Benue State, which is part of the middle belt of Nigeria, where we have documented these killings since 2001. So it's not just 10 years like people want to refer to. Maybe the peaking of the killings and abductions can be reduced to 10 years, but we have systematic documentation of these killings taking place as far back as 2001, when the Catholic Church in the diocese first opened an internally displaced people's camp. So we have experienced these killings and displacement for many, many years. It's not just 10 years.
First, the scale of the violence is staggering. Since the year 2000, look, more than 60,000 Christians have been slaughtered. Yes, slaughtered by Boko Haram and heavily armed Fulani militias. And the bloodshed isn't random, it's systematic. You see, if one diocese in Benue State, 93 villages were attacked and 330 farmers killed in just a single year. Imagine waking up to gunmen storming your village, burning your church, killing 100 of your neighbors, and forcing thousands to flee. This isn't isolated. It's relentless. And here's what makes it unique. Christians aren't some tiny minority in Nigeria. They are half the population, 100 million people, over. Yet in the north, they live like second-class citizens, stripped of dignity, stripped of security, and abandoned by a government that refuses to protect them. Second, in the middle of this horror, there is a lifeline. A ACN, Action to the Church in Need, has stepped in, not as a government agency, not as a development NGO, but as a pastoral force determined to keep faith alive. For 80 years, they have built and rebuilt churches, provided vehicles for priests, supplied poor nuns with resources, and launched trauma healing programs for survivors. They even found high fences around seminaries so that young men studying for the priesthood won't be massacred in the night. And yet, in the face of all this persecution, the Nigerian church is not collapsing. It's vibrant, it's young, and it's alive. Against all odds, faith is deepening. As the old saying goes, the blood of the martyrs is a seed of Christians. Nigeria is proving that true. Third, let's zoom out a bit. Nigeria is the front line, yes, but the hostility isn't staying there. We are seeing attacks rise across the world. The West, too, in the United States, churches are being vandalized, desecrated, even shut up. Remember in France, over 100 arson attacks on churches in just 5 years. Why? I would say it comes down to this. You know, we have traded faith for emptiness. 50 years ago, the West tore off what it was as a shackles of individualism, shackles of Christianity. Now, generations later, 50 years ago, the West tore off what it saw as the shackles of Christianity. And now, generations later, we have replaced it with secular creeds, consumerism, radical individualism, worship of the climate or the marketplace. Yes. And when Christianity dares to hold up a mirror, when it dares to say, this path you are on isn't good for you, the instinct is to silence it, violently if necessary. No, from King Herod beheading John the Baptist to gunmen attacking modern churches, the impulse is the same. Kill the messenger so you don't have to face the message. As simple as that.
Without quick intervention, Christianity risks elimination in parts of northern and middle belt Nigeria within a very short time. The church alone cannot stop the killings. It requires coordinated political, military, and humanitarian intervention. Mr. Chairman and members, the blood of Nigerian Christians cries out to you people. We cannot afford to wait any longer.
There has been a lot of talk here recently, and even some of this being pushed forward by the Nigerian government, trying to say that the violence is not religiously motivated, that is not a factor. It is a complicated situation there. Nobody doubts that. Nobody debates that. There are multiple things that come into play. But one of the things that is certain is that motivation to harm and to kill Christians has certainly been a driving factor in many of these actions that we're seeing.
So here is the conclusion. Persecution is not just happening. It's not just happening over there in Nigeria. It's global and it's growing. Nigeria shows us the horror in its most brutal form. Tens of thousands dead, millions displaced, while whole communities erased. Yet, Nigeria also shows us the resilience of faith under fire. Christians that wake up every day knowing that there's danger, and they still choose courage. And maybe that's a lesson for the rest of us.
With the name we know, and people are blaming us, and I don't know what they want us to do.
Ours.
If Taylor had come with us in the name of something,
whether we will stand
but she
with
has
them,
always come to us
speak
in
for
the name
them,
of Islam,
and learn from
in
them.
most of our villages where they operate or where they...
This is David 360. Thank you for staying with us.